Ho, ho! Happy holidays, everybody! You know, even an old toy maker needs a night out, so me and Mrs. Claus came here to Windsor to join you on a night at the races! Ho, 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 ho.
Welcome to a night at the races from Windsor Raceway. A Night at the Races is brought to you by the more than 7,000 members of the Ontario Harness Horsemen's Association. And now, here is your Windsor Raceway host, Frank Salive.
And hello once again from trackside, everyone. Welcome to the 1985 Christmas edition of A Night at the Races from Windsor Raceway. We certainly do hope that Santa stays around for the balance of the program because we have a terrific race card to show you this evening. We'll be having the Fillies and Mares Open and the Open Handicap Trot to highlight the race card this evening. It is a very Christmas-like setting outside this evening as well. A very pleasant light snow falling. Temperature pegged at -9 Celsius. That's about 16 degrees Fahrenheit. The track condition listed as fast by the judges. Now let's go up into the warmth of the clubhouse. Your co-host on A Night at the Races is Windsor Raceway track publicist Ken Quinn.
Quite a bit more comfortable up here in the Windsor Raceway clubhouse. Joining me now is probably not a familiar face, but I'm sure a familiar name, and that, of course, is our friend Santa Claus.
Hi, Kenny. How are you?
Very, very well.
A lot warmer up here than outside.
Much, much nicer. Santa's going to be helping me with tonight's Pick a Winner contest. We have 4 races picked out for you to try and play Pick a Winner with us. That is the second race, the fourth race, race number 8, and race number 10. I'll just give
Santa's
Santa...
having trouble with this, Kenny. I get There we go.
In our Pick a Winner contest, we have 4 races picked out once again. We'll be back just prior to the second race to see if we can give away some cash prizes. And now, while I talk to Santa a little bit here, we're going to head back downstairs and talk with Frank.
Well, the first race this evening, an interesting conglomeration of $14,000 to $16,000 claiming pacers. Let's go up top now to the veteran voice here at Windsor Raceway and your Night at the Races announcer. And let's wish a Merry Christmas to Marty Adler.
Thank you, Frank. And we have 6 horses in this first race. That means everybody's got a shot here. The post positions don't play that big of a role. However, on the odds board, 2 horses are favored. That's number 4, CB Blue Chip, and number 5, Armbro Ames. We understand the 3-horse Razuli was locked in last week. He could be a contender. First race is now moving through the backstretch. And there they go. They're off and pacing as they leave the gate. On the inside, driving out for the lead is Rebel. Razuli on the outside second, and at the rail, Justin paces third. On the outside, moving in to be fourth is Armbro Ames. Moving up fifth on the inside, CB Blue Chip. Pacing on around the turn. On the inside, it's Rebel. On the outside, it's Razuli second. Justin paces in third as they head onto the quarter pole. Rebel is on top by a length, reaching the quarter pole in 28-2. Off the turn into the stretch, out comes Armbro Ames, moving up on the outside. With the lead, it's Rebel. Armbro Ames up on the outside is third. Armbro Ames takes over second and goes on after the leader. It's Rebel on the inside. Armbro Ames on the outside. Razuli at the rail paces third. Justin is fourth. CB Blue Chip is fifth. Homebrew is sixth as they move into the clubhouse turn. Rebel on top by a length, reaching the half mile in 59 seconds flat. Pacing on around the turn, it's Rebel on the inside. Armbro Ames on the outside. Razuli down and at the rail paces third, and Justin goes to the outside fourth. They straighten out down the back stretch with Rebel on top by half a length. Armbro Ames on the outside second. Justin now takes over third on the outside. Razuli at the rail is fourth on the outside. Fifth is Homebrew. Sixth is CB Blue Chip. The 3/4 in 1:28. With the lead, it's Rebel by a full length now. On the outside, Armbro Ames is second. Razuli at the rail paces third. On the outside, fourth is Justin. Moving on around the turn, Rebel's on top by 2 lengths now. They're off the turn and into the stretch. It's Rebel with the lead. Razuli on the inside now. Second on the outside is Armbro Ames. On through the stretch, it's Rebel with Razuli second. Rebel has the lead, and here they are. Well, Rebel goes off as the second longest shot on the board. He dropped from conditioned race into this claiming pace, and he was much the best going wire to wire. Here's Rebel Rebel and driver Ken Hardy. The Krellers are all here tonight. I noticed them in the backstretch earlier. Dale is here. Of course, he's from Windsor, and Bob, his father, from Ayton. And here's Rebel Rebel winning it by 2 lengths over number 3, Razuli. Rebel Rebel returned 22.70, 9:53.40. The 3-horse Razuli, 6:43.40. And number 5, Armbro Ames, 2:50 to show. The exactor, 2 and 3, 161.10.
There are a lot of racetracks in Ontario generating millions of dollars in revenue. Revenue for business and communities and for government. Millions of dollars earned as a result of the efforts of horsemen, harness horsemen, the grooms, the drivers, the trainers, the owners. And who's been looking after their interests for the past 23 years? The Ontario Harness Horsemen's Association.
Well, just prior to the call of the second race, Santa has taken a break from going his last few training miles with his reindeer, and he's going to give us who's alive here in the Pick a Winner contest.
Frank, Mr. Bill Hassan of Ridgetown, Ontario. He picked post position number 4. That's Mystic Blue Baron. I hope he wins, Frank.
Well, I'll tell you, if he does, it's going to be a boxcar score, or in this case, a sleigh ride score.
Sleigh ride score.
Let's see how it all turns out with Marty.
We're set to bring you the second race now. It's bad enough when Bob McIntosh has 1 horse in a race, but when he has 2 horses in a race, as in the 1 and 1A entry, he's an awful tough competitor. And as a result, he's 3 to 5 on the board. He is the smallest double if he wins. Landfair Spirit looks like the horse that everybody is going to have to beat. He raced in the open event here last week, and now he's in this event, a 25,000 claimer. Second race moving through the backstretch. And there they go. They're off and pacing as they leave the gate on the far outside. Brandy Bars drives out for the lead. Kentucky Crash down in at the rail. Preferred Flight drops in to be third. Landfair Spirit on the inside now fourth as they move into that first turn. It's Brandy Bars on top by a length. On the inside, Kentucky Crash is second. Preferred Flight races third. Landfair Spirit is fourth. On the inside, Mystic Blue Baron races fifth. Highland Triumph and Duff's Dallas. They're strung out fairly well, reaching the quarter pole. On top by 1 length now, it's Brandy Bars. On the inside, racing second, is Kentucky Crash. Moving now to the outside, here comes Landfair Spirit, followed by Highland Triumph. In front of the grandstand, Brandy Bars has the lead. Landfair Spirit moves up on the outside now to challenge for second. In at the rail, pacing up now is Kentucky Crash. They move into the clubhouse turn. It's Brandy Bars with the lead. Kentucky Crash on the inside. That first quarter should read 29 seconds as Brandy Bars now takes them past the half with an inoperative teletimer. The half was in 1:01 and 3 with the lead on the inside, Brandy Bars. On the outside, Landfair Spirit. In at the rail is Kentucky Crash. Moving up on the outside, Highland Triumph now fourth. Preferred Flight at the rail fifth. Sixth on the outside is Duff's Dallas as they head for the three-quarter pole. With the lead, it's Brandy Bars on the inside. On the outside, Landfair Spirit as they move around that turn. The 3/4 was in 1:31. On the inside, Brandy Bars has control. On the outside, Landfair Spirit edges up, and from far back, here comes Duff's Dallas with a charge 3 horses wide. They're off the turn into the stretch. Duff's Dallas up on the far outside now takes the lead. Landfair Spirit between horses, Brandy Bars at the rail. It's Duff's Dallas on the outside, and here they are. And the 6-horse Duff's Dallas goes off at 10-1 after winning last week in 2 minutes and 4/5. A bit of an overlay here. And the favorite Landfair Spirit ends up 4th. There goes Tom Murtaugh. He drove this horse for Bill Hood of McGregor. Duff's Dallas comes charging from off the pace at the head of the stretch and collars a tiring Brandy Bars. Duff's Dallas, the winner by 2 lengths of the second race. He returned 23:37, 24:30. Number 5, Brandy Bars, 3:10, 3:30. The 2-horse Kentucky Crash, 6:40. The Exactor, 66.70. And tonight's Daily Double, 2 and 6, pays 273.40.
Well, Mr. Bill Hassan of Ridgetown, Ontario, was unable to pick the winner of that second race. We'll be sending Bill a pair of passes to Windsor Raceway. We'll be adding $10 to our jackpot, making that jackpot good for $100 and back just prior to the 4th race to see if we can give away some money in our Pick a Winner contest.
Well, it's time for our instructional segment here on Tonight at the Races. Now, we're going to be talking about equipment tonight. If you play hockey or baseball, you go to the sports shop. If you play golf, as Ken and I do, you go to the pro shop. And if you're in harness racing, you go to the tack shop. And Stan Bergstein of Harness Tracks of America has the story.
This is the department store of the Racetrack backstretch. It may not be Gimbel's or Macy's or Sears, but it has just about as many items. This is actually a trailer, and in it are hundreds and hundreds of different items that are needed by people who race horses and by the horses themselves. There are hundreds alone of nostrums and potions and liniments and tonics that racehorses need to stay healthy, and you find them here. There are the things that horses eat out of and drink out of, the pails and the buckets, the tubs, feed tubs. There are shadow rolls that go over a horse's nose, and they come in size, naturally, so you need more than just one variety. You need all sizes to accommodate different size horses. There is harness, there are bridles, and there are halters, and there are blankets, and there are bandages of all sizes and descriptions. There is a leather shop in the back of this trailer in which harness is repaired. And as you can see, there are oats, there is hoof dressing, there are twitches which are used to control horses. There are all of the things, in essence, that is needed to run a racetrack, and the variety is amazing and constantly growing. For example, for years, sulky wheels were simply sulky wheels. Now, from Sweden, there is a new wheel, which many of the drivers, trainers think is better constructed, and which is making its imprint on the harness racing scene in North America. And consequently, they have to be stocked. This store also sells sulkies and jog carts, although obviously they're not here in this area. There's a warehouse that goes with this where thousands of other items that supply this shop are located. It's a colorful place to come and spend your time, and it's also a very nice place to come and spend your money if you're going to be training horses. And if you are, you'll discover that you have to make virtually daily visits to this store to supply your needs in the racing business. If you want to get a blanket, if you want to get a sulky wheel, if you want to get a jar of liniment, if you want to get a box of oats, if you want to get a halter or hopples or harness, this is where you come to do it. And consequently, it is something of a gathering spot on the backstretch of the racetrack. And it is a place where everyone who works and lives on the backstretch sooner or later visits and spends some time and some money.
Third race in progress going to the 3/4. Number 1, Stars All Over, has led all the way, but he's getting some battle now. Let's hear the call with Marty.
Has the lead. It's Stars All Over on top by 1 length. On the outside, battling Butler is second. In at the rail, pacing third is All Out Effort. Moving up on the outside comes Roy Hanover as they move off the turn and into the stretch. With the lead on the inside, it's Stars All Over by 2 lengths now. Stars All Over is on top, edging up on the outside. Comes Captain Count as they move through the lane. With the lead, it's Stars All Over, and here they are. Well, the rail horse goes off as the second choice at 9-5. The 4-horse disappoints everybody at 6-5. He finished dead last. Here's Bill Gale leaving the winner's circle with a horse owned by Bob Hollybeck, Mel Fink, and Joe Krinsky of Michigan. Bob McIntosh trains this horse. Stars All Over. He goes wire to wire, winning by 2.5. As they come down to the wire, number 3, Captain Count, edges out the 5-horse all-out effort. Stars All Over returned 570, 370, 340. The 3-horse Captain Count, 670, 630. And number 5 all-out effort, 1360 to show. The exactor, 4330, and the triactor, 1, 3, and 5, $400.10.
Well, just before we bring Santa back in for our Pick-A-Winner contest, let's bring you up to date on the top 10 drivers this week here at Windsor Raceway. Bill Gale, in this phenomenal year, the winningest year of his great career, has already notched 1 victory this evening, and he is first at the track in the fall winter meet with 93 victories. Might make that 94 now after that 3rd race right there. Kevin Wallace in 2nd place, Doug McIntosh 3rd, Ron Henderson in 4th, and Dan Johnson at number 5, even though he has been away 1 week. Terry Kerr, the hottest driver at the track the past week, is 6th, followed by Bryce Fenn, Ken Hardy, Randy Kerr, and Richard Carroll displaces Ben Belarjan in the 10th spot in the top 10 drivers this week. Well, now let's call on jolly old St. Nick himself to bring us up to date on the Pick-A-Winner contest, playing for $100 this time. For who, Santa?
Frank, this time we're playing for Mrs. D. Kindred from Pinckney, Michigan. She picked horse number 2. That's Woody's Breeze.
We think he's got a shot, so let's see how it turns out with Marty.
Looking at the odds in this 4th race, the number 1 horse, Whisper Cool Breeze, dropping from $6,000 to $5,000 claimers, is the even money favorite. Also getting lots of action is the number 5 horse, Private Conquest. Scratched in his last start, but he would have had a good shot there. And the 7 horse, Direct Rip, is another horse that looks to be a contender in this 4th race. This is a 5,000 claimer with horses that haven't won more than $750 in their last 5 starts. 4th race is now moving through the backstretch. And there they go. They're off and pacing from the far outside. Driving out for the lead comes Direct Rip. Direct Rip on the outside takes over. Whisper Cool Breeze on the inside paces 2nd. On the outside now 3rd is Dresden Time. Woody's Breeze at the rail paces 4th. Another 2 lengths back, Teletype moves up 5th. On the inside 6th is Athlone, followed by Private Conquest. Now Direct Rip with the lead, and here comes Dresden Time now charging up. Dresden Time to take over. Direct Rip on the inside 2nd. Whisper Cool Breeze is 3rd, reaching the quarter in 30-1. They're off the turn and into the stretch. Dresden Time, and now Whisper Cool Breeze charges up on the outside. He's 3rd now, 2nd. Whisper Cool Breeze to take over the lead. Dresden Time is 2nd. Direct Rip Pace is 3rd. Then it's Woody's Breeze racing 4th. On the outside, moving up is Athlone. Teletype in at the rail 6th. Moving up on the outside, 7th now is Calgary Council. And then it's back to Fair Minstrel as they pace into the clubhouse turn. Woody's Whisper Cool Breeze with the lead at the half in 102-3, and Direct Rip is on the move again. Whisper Cool Breeze on the inside, Direct Rip up on the outside now 2nd. Dresden Time paces 3rd. On the outside, racing 4th is Athlone as they head for the 3/4 pole. With the lead now by a length, it's Direct Rip. On the inside, 2nd is Whisper Cool Breeze. Dresden Time paces 3rd. Heading for that 3/4 pole, it's Direct Rip on top by a length and a half. Reaching the 3/4 in 132-4. Direct Rip now opens up 3 lengths around the top turn. Whisper Cool Breeze is 2nd. Dresden Time 3rd, and coming from far back now as they move around that top turn is Fair Minstrel. Pacing off the turn into the stretch, that's Direct Rip now by 5 lengths. On through the stretch, Direct Rip has the lead. Racing 2nd is Whisper Cool Breeze. Down to the wire, it's Direct Rip on top, and here they are. The 7-horse Direct Rip goes off at 5-1. The even money horse, Whisper Cool Breeze, finished 2nd. 3 favorites, as a matter of fact, finished 1, 2, 3. or 2, 1, 3. Here comes a direct rip right now. He's a 5-year-old gelding by John R. Rip, owned by Bob Wilkinson of Windsor. Bruce Richard right there, the trainer-driver. Here he is winning all by himself. Hardly another horse in the picture. Here the other horse happens to be the one horse, Whisper Cool Breeze. Wins it by about 5 lengths. He returned $12, $382.60. Number 1, Whisper Cool Breeze, paid $282.30, and the 5-horse Private Conquest, $260. It's a $31.30 exactor, and the triactor pays $106.30. Let's go down the winner's circle now with the winning driver.
Thank you, Marty, and we're in the winner's circle with winning trainer-driver Bruce Richard, one of the fine young horsemen here at the track. Bruce, tell us about the race.
Well, the race went my way. I left a little with him and didn't have to go the quarter too much. 30-1 wasn't too bad. And letting Dennis go, it was a good thing to do. And Kevin, with the second best horse, went first over. Seeing how they got the half and 2, that's a real cheap second quarter, so I thought I'd get all I could out the backside. And when he gained a few lengths on him, he got a lot braver. Being a John R. Rip, that's the way they are. So.
Now, he looked like much better than a 5-claimer, winning by open lengths there. Do you move him up?
I don't think so. He's a 5-claimer. He's got to go up in another class in that 5-claimer.
You lost one of your longtime favorites, Charlie, earlier this year. Are you looking to claim another?
Oh, yes, we've been looking. But we're going to wait till the first of the year.
Bruce, thank you very much, and congratulations. Good job.
Okay, thanks.
Bruce Richard, the winning trainer-driver with direct rip there. Now let's go back up into the clubhouse and Ken Quinn.
Well, Mrs. D. Kindred of Pinckney, Michigan was not able to pick a winner in that particular race. We'll be sending her some daily passes to Windsor Raceway for entering, and please send in another card. We'll be back just prior to the start of our 8th race with a jackpot of $110. Coming up next to the night of the races, our question of the week, a special guest analyst, so don't go away.
The foundation of the harness racing industry is the breeding. It's a simple fact. You breed the best to the best. Wilson Farms of Tupperville supports this philosophy and asks you to consider Viking Tiger. Viking Tiger paced as a 2-year-old in 1:59.3. He is by Most Happy Fella from the Brett Hanover mare Tarport Helene. Standing in 1986 for a fee of $1,000, all foals are eligible to the Rich Ontario Sires Stakes. Viking Tiger and Wilson Farms, the new breed of winners.
The name beamed round the globe. General Instrument, setting the standard in satellite systems for home and industry. The world of television entertainment at your fingertips. Sports, movies, specials. Look for the name General Instrument, makers of the exciting new mesh dish antenna, offering outstanding performance, simplified installation, and durable construction. General Instrument, satellite TV systems for the world and beyond. It'll be Cock of the Walk, Sissy McKay, and Digger Dan, Arizona Ace, and Tim on the outside. It's post time for the 5th. As we come to the post, the 6-5 favorite is the number 4 horse, Arizona Ace. He's won 3 in a row and just jiggy-jogged in all 3. But he's got some tough competition on this one. Tim has won 2 in a row, but he's been off an extra week, so we wonder how short Tim will be tonight. And the 3-horse Digger Dan has had some sickness in his stable, and he's coming around. He's been bridesmaid his last 3 weeks. 5th race moving through the backstretch. And there they go. They're off and trotting. It's Tim charging out for the lead on the far outside. Tim drives out now to take over. Moving up on the inside second is Cock of the Walk. Sissy McKay at the rail 3rd. Digger Dan 4th. Arizona Aces 5th. As they trot around the top turn, they've all settled down now with the lead. It's Tim by 1 length. On the inside, trotting second is Cock of the Walk. Sissy McKay is 3rd. Digger Dan and Arizona Ace. There's no change as they move on to the quarter pole. Tim fronts the field at the quarter in 30-4. Moving off the turn into the stretch for the first time. Tim on top by 2 lengths. Cock of the Walk right there races second. A length back in third is Sissy McKay. Moving up from far back now. On the move comes Arizona Ace. Horses trot to the clubhouse turn. It's Tim with a 2-length lead. On the inside, Cock of the Walk is second. Moving up to challenge for third. On the outside now comes Arizona Ace. In at the rail is Sissy McKay as they move to the half-mile pole. Tim with the lead by 2, reaching the half in 1:02 and 2. On around the paddock turn they go. It's Tim on top by 2 lengths. Cock of the Walk gets the trip on the inside second. In at the rail trotting third is Sissy McKay. Off stride on the outside. That was Arizona Ace as the horses head for the 3/4 pole. It's Tim with the lead by 2 lengths now. Racing second is Cock of the Walk. Here comes Digger Dan with charging up on the outside now third as they head for the 3/4 pole. It's Tim on top in 1:32 and 4. On around the turn, Tim with the lead by a length. Cock of the Walk is second. Digger Dan trots third. Sissy McKay is fourth as they move off the turn. Now into the stretch they come. On top, it's Tim by 2 lengths. Cock of the Walk heads to the outside. It's Tim with the lead by 2. Cock of the Walk is off stride now. On through the stretch they come. It's Tim with the lead, and here they are. Well, the 5-horse Tim coming in off of 2 in a row, but a week's rest, goes off at 2-1. The 4-horse 6-5. He makes a break moving up in this class. Here comes Tim now. He's owned by Harvey Eisman and Steve Surges of Flint, Michigan. Trained by Terry Tomlin, who races on the Michigan circuit, and driven to victory by Terry Kerr. Tim looks like he wins it by 5 lengths over Digger Dan, who finished second. 4 weeks in a row now, Digger Dan has been a bridesmaid. Tim returned 6:30, 392.40. Number 3, Digger Dan, 4:32.40. The 2-horse Sissy McKay, 2:60. The exactor, 19.80. Mile in 2, 2, and 3. Let's go down to the clubhouse now and find out if it's as easy to handicap horses as it is to handicap reindeer.
Marty, we're not exactly certain, but it's time for our guest race analyst segment. We've gone all the way up to the North Pole for this gentleman to find out about his handicapping expertise for the 6th race.
Well, Frank, I kind of pick horses because I like the colors red, white, and black. So I'm going to pick red, white, and black drivers. First of all, to win it, I like number 3, Huff Time Flyer with Randy Kerr. He wears red, white, and black, and this is his first time in a claiming race, and Mrs. Claus says that's a good thing to bet. Then, I like number 5, Billy Gale. He's got maroon, white, and black, and that's kind of the same colors too, and he's my favorite driver. And for 3rd, I like a long shot, number 1, Jumbo Tar. He's changed stables, Frank. Did you notice? He's now in Bill Keeping's barn instead of Ken Hardy's. That's a good indicator too.
But would you let a provisional driver in the sleigh on Tuesday night?
No, in fact, we're so busy, I came here looking for a second driver for my backup sleigh.
Well, now that begs the question, Santa. Did you take in the reindeer's hopples a few inches for those watching for your time of arrival Tuesday night, Wednesday morning? They'll be betting on you to find out what time you're going to be arriving. What's the situation?
Well, I've got a bit of a problem, Frank. 4 of my reindeer are free-legged, and 4 of them wear hobbles. And trouble is they're on the opposite sides, and it's really a mess sometimes.
We'll see what kind of a mess this 6th race turns out to be, and if Santa's handicapping is indeed a mess, let's hear Marty's call.
Well, here's a look at the clubhouse and some of the people who are here tonight enjoying Christmas club parties here at Windsor Raceway. They're from all over, every walk of life. Pitney Bowes, Gary Mackey Chev-Olds, Tilbury Concrete, Carter's Group, and the Friday Night Handicappers are here, and there's even more from out of town, and they're all enjoying a night at the races. The gate is rolling. It'll be Jumbo Tar, Armbro Buccaneer, and Huff Time Flyer, Golden Pebbles, Shylark Raquel, and Top Flight Angie in the center, Ken's Countess, Jack Sprout, and Janet Fish on the outside. It's post time for the 6th. As we come to the post for this race, the 3-2 favorite is the number 5 horse, Shylark Raquel. Now, interesting about this horse, she hasn't raced in a couple weeks. She could come up a little short. Also getting lots of action is the 3 horse, that's Huff Time Flyer. He made his first start back to the races last week and demolished a group of non-winners of one race lifetime. The 6th race is now moving through the backstretch. And there they go. They're off and pacing as they leave the gate. In the center of the track, it's Golden Pebbles driving out for the lead. Moving up on the inside, Armbro Buccaneer is second. Rushing up on the far outside, that's Janet Fish. Janet Fish up on the outside now to take the lead. Golden Pebbles on the inside racing second. Armbro Buccaneer third, Jumbo Tar fourth. Another 3 lengths back, Huff Time Flyer is fifth. On the inside racing sixth as they pace on around the turn is Shylark Raquel. Onto the quarter pole they go with Janet Fish in 29-3. Off the turn into the stretch, Janet Fish on top by 1. Golden Pebbles on the inside second. Armbro Buccaneer paces third, Jumbo Tar fourth. Another 3 lengths back, Huff Time Flyer fifth. Shylark Raquel paces sixth. Top Flight Angie is seventh, heading to the outside. As the horses move to the clubhouse turn, Huff Time Flyer to the outside. It's Janet Fish on top by 1 length. On the inside racing second, Golden Pebbles. Third at the rail is Armbro Buccaneer. Huff Time Flyer edges up to take over fourth, reaching the half in 1:01.4. Pacing on around the paddock turn with the lead Janet Fish, and there goes Golden Pebbles to the outside. Golden Pebbles on the outside takes over the lead. Janet Fish is second. Huff Time Flyer on the outside now takes over third. In at the rail fourth is Armbro Buccaneer. Fifth on the inside, Jumbo Tar. Shylark Raquel on the outside sixth. That's Golden Pebbles opening up 3 lengths now as they approach the 3/4 pole in 1:31 flat. It's Golden Pebbles on top, but here comes Huff Time Flyer closing up the gap now second. Janet Fish is third, Shylark Raquel on the outside, and coming from far back is Top Flight Angie. They pace off the turn, Golden Pebbles with the lead. Huff Time Flyer is second, and Top Flight Angie charging up on the outside. On through the lane, Golden Pebbles and Top Flight Angie. It's Golden Pebbles, and on the outside, Jumbo Tar. It's Jumbo Tar up to get it all. Well, Santa kind of suggested that Jumbo Tar had a shot because he was moving into a new barn. He goes off at 35-1. The favorite at 6-5, Shylark Raquel, did come up a little short tonight. Here's Jumbo Tar moving into the winner's circle, Tom Miller Jr. The trainer and also doing the driving. There's a good shot of him. This horse is owned by Clyde and Joanne Valenti of Bloomfield Hills, Michigan. Here he is charging up on the outside to nip Golden Pebbles at the wire. I'd say that's a neck. Jumbo Tar, the winner in 2-3, returning $75, $28.40 and $9.70. The 4-horse Golden Pebbles, $583.60, and number 6 Top Flight Angie, $440. The exactor, $353.50, and the triactor, 1, 4, and 6, pays $2,692.70.
We're back for the post-race analysis with Santa Claus. We can generously label this one Miracle on Matchet Road. Santa, I take it all back. Your handicapping was not a mess. You've confounded us all by picking a $75 winner.
Wasn't that hard, Frank? Number 1, first of all, he was coming down in class. He was in a brand new barn. That's a good indicator. And he was wearing red, white, and black. How can you lose?
It's just a prelude to what's to come this Wednesday. More surprises from you.
I'll have lots of surprises, and for you too, Frankie.
Thank you, Santa. I appreciate being called Frankie now that the gray hairs are setting in. Right back with more of A Night at the Races in just a moment.
Harness racing is an entertaining and exciting sport, but sometimes the unexpected happens. Your horse is a valuable asset to you. Protect your investment with the company that has served the industry for over 35 years. Park Insurance. When it comes to integrity and dependability, Park Insurance leads the way. Call Brian Webster or Ray Bednars for all the answers. Toll free at 1-800-265-9933. U.S. residents call collect at 519-756-4628. A breeder's quiz. What do these horses have in common? Ralph Hanover, Cam Fella, on the road again. They're all American bred and Canadian owned. The Canadian market, not to be taken lightly. Last year alone, Canadians spent over $13 million purchasing horses in American sales rings. And the best way to get your message to this important market? The Canadian Sportsman, the oldest turf journal in America. Everyone's reading it. Looking for a new vehicle? What makes one car deal better than another car deal?
Well, it's the same thing that makes one car dealer better than another car dealer. Service after the sale. At Rayom Chevrolet in LaSalle, service after the sale has been a tradition since 1931.
We've got great deals on trucks, too.
Rayom Chevrolet, 1 mile south of Windsor Raceway on the main street in LaSalle.
Well, every week here on the program in this time slot, we bring you something from the Great Lakes Riverton high-tech chalkboard. Tonight, we don't have to get into our full usage of our electronic graphics, but we're going to be explaining more terms this evening.
That's right, Frank. Now, every week, this is my most embarrassing spot because I've been here for so long and I haven't got a clue any of the answers to your questions. I've got it tonight. I've been working all week on our term, which is green horse. I researched this and I found out that a green horse is a horse that was owned, now trust me on this, a horse that was owned by Eddie Albert and Zsa Zsa Gabor. I think that's right, isn't it?
Well, if the horse came from Green Acres, you might be right.
But
I don't know if they had trotters and pacers on Green
Close
Acres.
again.
Anyway, the term we're going to be explaining is green horse. Now, it obviously doesn't mean that a horse is colored green. There's no such thing. What it refers to is a condition. It means that a horse is usually 2 or 3 years of age, just starting out at the racetrack. The horse is usually in possession of very few lifetime starts, so he's only been behind the starting gate a few times, or he might even be only making his first lifetime start to qualify with the description green horse. And he's still learning his lessons, which means he's still learning how to go to the starting gate, how to race in at the hub rail, and how to race on the outside. So a green horse is very basically one that has very few lifetime starts and is still learning the ways of the road on the racetrack.
Well, I came close though, didn't I? A little bit close. Our next term is aged horse. Now, I've become aged since I've tried to do this spot, so maybe you can help our patrons out with that aged horse term.
Aged horse very basically means 4 years of age or older, and of course they can only be 14 to be legally on the racetrack here in Ontario. At age 14, on December 31st, horses retire mandatorily here in Ontario. So on New Year's Eve, we'll see a couple horses here at the racetrack, Bill's Mate and Prize Fighter, going their last legal lifetime starts here in the province of Ontario.
Well, I've kept my record intact and I haven't gotten one of these right yet, Frank, but the year is young, and that's like a green horse, so am I.
Well, there are no green horses in this 7th race. They're $9,000 to $12,000 claiming trotters. It's been a battle all the way to the 3/4 pole. Let's pick up the call now with Marty.
The horses reach the 3/4 in 1:33. B-Course Sampson on the inside, reflecting up on the outside and nose away. And here comes Abe's Flyer from far back. On around the turn, reflecting on the outside. B-Course Sampson on the inside. Abe's Flyer is now 3rd. Michael O'Shea takes over 4th. On through the lane they come. It's reflecting with the lead, and Abe's Flyer charging up on the outside. Down to the wire, it's reflecting with the lead, and Abe's Flyer is 2nd, and here they are. And the 4-horse Reflecting goes off as the favorite, doesn't disappoint, and he wins his 3rd in a row, moving up to this class of $9,000 claiming trotters. He was in it last week. Makes them a believer now. Reflecting in 204 and 2, owned by Mike Luchuk and Brad Dodson of Windsor. Driven to victory here by Terry Kerr, winning it by 2.5 lengths. Interesting, Terry Kerr used to own this horse, had it claimed from him by this duo, and he's won 3 in a row now for the new owners. He returned $410, $3.250. The 5-horse Abe's Flyer, $7.460. And number 8, B-Course Sampson, $310. The exactor, $25.20. The triactor, $67.
Well, the old argument in ice hockey is which is more important, the goal or the assist. Same holds true, I guess, in harness racing. Which is more important, the trainer or the driver? Many of the serious players maintain that the trainer is more important than the driver in getting the horse ready to go the big mile and exert the superb winning effort on any given day. So right now, let's update you on the top 10 trainers this week at Windsor Raceway. The Terry Kerr stable. Of course, Terry very hot in the bike driving lately and very hot training lately as well. He is first overall with the Universal Driver Rating System standing of 524, which is also the same unit of measurement for trainers. The Ken Walsh stable is second, followed by Gord Roselle and Bob McIntosh and Lou Clark. The top two men in the Windsor-Detroit circuit for the past 2 decades, also in the top 5. Ken Hardy in 6th place this week. Gord Norris, one of the finest from the state of Michigan, holding down 7th. Jim Lancaster, a solid 8th. The Bryce Fenn stable 9th, and Kevin Wallace, that is, in 10th place this week among the top 10 trainers here at the track.
We're all set now to play. Pick a winner for this 8th race. Our jackpot is at $110. Joining me, of course, is Santa Claus. And Santa, who might our contestant be for this race?
Our contestant this race, Kenny, is Lloyd Smith from Windsor, Ontario. He picked post position number 4. That's Justify.
He just might have a chance there, Santa, and we're going to head upstairs to track announcer Marty Adler and see how we do in this race.
Gate is rolling. Santa's here. It'll be a Gay Sunrise, Kendi Countess, and Etta, Justify, Laurie the Lush, and Armbro Duet on the outside. It's post time for the 8th. Well, Santa, we're hoping for number 4, aren't we? Yeah, okay. Number 4 is on the board at 6-1. The favorite here is the 6 horse. That's Armbro Duet at 8-5. The 8th race is now moving through the backstretch. And there they go. They're off and pacing. It's Gay Sunrise at the rail. Moving out in the center of the track comes Justify, and charging up on the far outside, Armbro Duet. Justify between horses. Armbro Duet on the outside. Puts in a step or two. Now down in at the rail, Gay Sunrise takes over second. It's Justify with the lead. Gay Sunrise on the inside second. Pacing up third, Kendi Countess. On the outside, Armbro Duet comes on again. Down in at the rail is Etta. And Laurie the Lush trails as they pace on to the quarter in 29-1. Now Armbro Duet takes over the lead by 1 length. Racing in second is Justify. Third at the rail, Gay Sunrise. Armbro Duet by a length and a quarter. Justify remains second. Gay Sunrise races third and heads to the outside. Pacing to the clubhouse turn with the lead. It's Armbro Duet. Gay Sunrise on the outside second. In at the rail, Justify third. Kendi Countess to the outside fourth. As the horses move to the half-mile pole in 59-3. It's Armbro Duet with the lead. Gay Sunrise up on the outside a neck away. In at the rail, Justify paces third. Kendi Countess on the outside fourth. Down the backstretch they go. Armbro Duet on the inside. Gay Sunrise on the outside. Justify at the rail third. Kendi Countess moves up fourth. Pacing up fifth is Etta. Sixth is Laurie the Lush. Approaching the three-quarter pole, it's Armbro Duet by a head at the three-quarters in 1:28-4. Around the turn, Armbro Duet with the lead. Gay Sunrise on the outside second. In at the rail, Justify pacing third. 3 horses wide now. Here comes Kendi Countess. Moving on off the turn and into the stretch. It's on the inside, Armbro Duet. Gay Sunrise on the outside. On through the lane, Gay Sunrise now to take over the lead. Down to the wire they come. It's Gay Sunrise, and on the outside now comes Etta. Etta on the outside. 3-horse Etta is the longest shot on that board, but when you're racing fillies and mares, they are so unpredictable, and also in a 6-horse field, everybody's got a shot. Etta, the longest shot, wins it. Here she is now. She woke up last week when she won a cheaper class, comes right back and wins the toughest class for fillies and mares here at the track with Kevin Wallace. That didn't hurt her at all either. Here she is charging up on the outside to down number 1, Gay Sunrise. Etta returns $31, $980, $360. The 1-horse Gay Sunrise, $470, $290. Number 2, Kendi Countess, $320. The exactor pays $116.10. And the win 4 tonight, you needed 4 out of 4, and a $2 ticket will return $6,377.50.
Down in the winner's circle with winning driver Kevin Wallace, who teamed Etta very capably to victory. Kevin, was it as easy as passing the tiring horses?
Well, it just worked out. We got a good trip. Just had good racing luck, I guess.
This filly is a big towner filly. Is that their characteristic that they close like that?
I don't know. I haven't drove too many big towner fillies. But
well, that brings up the question. What's it like to jump on the horse for the first time and bring her to the winner's circle?
I did drive her once before, and she's a filly that doesn't like to leave too much and get in the action early. She comes home good, and if the race goes right, they cut you fast fractions. She's got it a little kick at the end, and she gets a little trip behind some live horses, she's all right.
Let's talk about the other story from the backstretch recently that was kind of disheartening, the virus that went around. Seems everybody's coming back now pretty well. How's your stable?
We got it all cleared up, and this weather is helping it. It killed a lot of the virus off. Earlier we had a lot of wet, damp weather and changing temperatures and that kind of thing. It's bad for the virus, and now we got this kind of weather. It's pretty well all over in the backstretch, I think.
Okay, Kev, thank you for speaking with us. Good luck in your upcoming drives, and now let's go up into the clubhouse with Ken.
Well, our contestant in that Pick a Winner contest, Lloyd Smith, was not able to pick the winner of that 8th race. We'll be sending him daily passes to Windsor Raceway and be back with the Pick a Winner contest once again in our 10th race with a jackpot of $120. Tonight's question of the week comes from Rita Matea. Rita is from Westland, Michigan, and Rita wants to know, does a driver's size and weight make much difference in a horse's performance? I'm sure our guest tonight, Santa Claus, would not agree with me, but I'm going to have to say, yes, it does make some difference, Rita. You'll notice that most of the drivers driving right now here at Windsor Raceway, Bill Gale, Bryce Fenn, for example, Ron Henderson, they all range in the area of about 135 pounds to maybe 160 pounds at the outside. We do have some drivers that are heavier. With a thoroughbred racehorse, of course, the driver is sitting on top of the horse, therefore the weight has a much larger degree of difference or bearing on the outcome of the race. Harness racing, however, with a horse being saddled, or the driver actually being saddled behind the horse in a jog cart, the difference is not as severe, but it does make a difference in the race itself. The driver must be physically strong. Size, he does not necessarily have to be small. He should be actually somewhere in the area of 5'8" or 5'10" because of the distance that he has to cover between the seat and the leg of the bike. He has to move that harness bike along. The added weight in the bike is an added burden to the horse, therefore you'd like to relieve as much of that burden as possible by taking some of the weight off, and therefore you have drivers that are a little bit more on the light side. So in answer to your question, yes, it does. A lighter driver will probably get a little bit more out of the horse for you, and that's another handicapping tip sort of to look at, I guess. Now we'll be heading upstairs for the call of race 9 with Marty Adler.
Okay, Ken, and 150-pound Randy Kerr has had number 6, Senior Laurel, on top all the way here in the 9th. Let's pick up the call with Marty.
For third quarter. On around the turn with the lead, it's Senior Laurel on the inside. Baltic Dash on the inside races second. Magic Ferric on the outside third. Moving up, Goodbye Count on the outside fourth. They move off the turn and into the stretch. It's Senior Laurel now on top by 2 lengths. Pacing through the lane, Senior Laurel with Baltic Dash racing second. Down through the lane they come. Senior Laurel on top now by 3. It's Senior Laurel, and here they are. Well, as the co-favorite, Senior Laurel doesn't disappoint those who backed him. He goes off at 5-2. Finishing second in the event was the second choice, Baltic Dash. Here right now is Randy Kerr leaving the winner's circle. Senior Laurel is owned by the Spruce Stables of Rexdale, Ontario, trained by Ernie Spruce. Paces to a new lifetime record of 2-2-4, and here he is. He wins it by 3.5, make it 4 lengths. Senior Laurel winning over Baltic Dash in 2-2-4. He returns $7, $340. The 4-horse Baltic Dash, $534.60, and number 2 High Moor, $690. The exactor, $37.90, and the triactor is 6-4-2, pays $165.60.
The early days of harness racing were great. Racing at the county fairs was always a highlight of the summer. The sport was destined to succeed and improve. It was 23 years ago when a group of 400 joined together to form the Ontario Harness Horsemen's Association. Their aim was to represent the horsemen on matters of track conditions and purses and just about anything that was related to harness racing. Well, today, with over 7,000 active members, the sport is thriving and the OHHA is fulfilling its commitment.
It's expertise from start to finish that makes Duquesna a cut above the rest. From the moment you decide on any of our beautiful doors or windows to the instant the job is completed by our professional installers, you know the job was done first class all the way. Quality windows and doors for the Tri-County area from Duquesna.
We are back to play Pick a Winner for the final time in the 10th race. Here very briefly then is how to play and get in on your chance to win some money from us here at Windsor Raceway. Identify your favorite post position number, 1 through 9. Print your selection on a postcard with your name and return address. Send it to us here at Windsor Raceway. Identify it as being for the Pick a Winner contest, Windsor Raceway, Post Office Box 998, Windsor, Ontario, N9A6P6, and Santa has our final contestant this evening.
And that's Chester Mlinarchik of Dearborn Heights, Michigan. He picks horse number 8, Cash Messenger.
He's got a shot. He's on the board at 3-1. Let's go up to Marty for the call.
It'll be Charming Wilco, Awareness, and JW Nitro. Birch Tyrant in the center with Mannered Star Strike, Mano H. Feisty, and Cash Messenger on the outside. It's post time for the 10th. And I guess for our home viewer, we're rooting for the number 8 horse, Cash Messenger. He's one of the co-favorites. 3 horses on the board at 3-1. Cash Messenger is one of them. The 10th race is now moving through the backstretch. And there they go. They're off and pacing. At the rail, it's Charming Wilco driving out for the lead. Moving up on the far outside, Cash Messenger. Meadow H. Feisty. Now off stride is Birch Tyrant. Meadow H. Feisty takes the lead. Cash Messenger on the outside now paces second. In at the rail, Charming Wilco is third as they move on around the turn. Cash Messenger on the outside to take the lead. Meadow H. Feisty on the inside second. Charming Wilco moves up to be third. As they pace on to the quarter pole, Cash Messenger has the lead. They reach the quarter in 29-4. Pacing off the turn into the stretch for the first time, it's Cash Messenger on top. On the inside, racing second is Meadow H. Feisty. Charming Wilco third. Now moving up on the outside as they pass in front of the grandstand comes JW Nitro. Pacing up to be fifth is Awareness. Then it's back to Birch Tyrant and a Mannered Star Strike. They pace into the clubhouse turn with Cash Messenger on top. On the inside second, Meadow H. Feisty. JW Nitro on the outside. The horses pace on now to the half in 1:03. It's Cash Messenger with the lead. JW Nitro on the outside is second. In at the rail, Meadow H. Feisty paces third. Awareness on the outside now fourth. In at the rail pacing fifth is Charming Wilco. They're midway down the backstretch with Cash Messenger on top by half a length. On the outside, racing second is JW Nitro. Meadow H. Feisty at the rail third. On the outside, Awareness is now fourth. In at the rail, pacing fifth is Charming Wilco. The 3/4 in 1:32-2 at 29-2 third quarter. It's Cash Messenger on top by a neck. JW Nitro on the outside paces second. 3 wide now comes Awareness. They move off the turn and into the stretch. It's Cash Messenger with the lead. JW Nitro is second. Meadow H. Feisty third. On through the lane, Cash Messenger on top. On the outside, second is JW Nitro. It's Cash Messenger with the lead, and here they are. Well, Cash Messenger ends up on the final turn of the odds as the favorite at 5-2. He defeats the second choice, JW Nitro, at 3-1. Here he is, Cash Messenger, a Bay 3-year-old gelding by Thorpe Messenger, owned by Bob Meek of Fenton and Rod Duford of Windsor. Rod, right there, does the training and the driving. This is a nice colt. Paced the mile tonight in 2-3-2. Here he is winning, well in hand. As they come down the wire, it looks a lot closer than it really was. I mean, he could have opened up 3 or 4 right now. He returns $790, $450, $290. The 3-horse JW Nitro, $383. Number 7 Meadow H. Feisty, $450. The exactor, 8-3, pays $23.90.
Ho, 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 ho. Hey, we got a winner on Pick a Winner.
That's right, Santa. Chester Mlinarchik from Dearborn Heights, Michigan, correctly identified the 8-horse Cash Messenger. That gets him $120 in our Pick a Winner contest, a great Christmas gift.
Fabulous.
Santa's final gift. My gosh, earlier tonight he picked us a $75 winner as well. That's about it for our Christmas edition 1985. On behalf of all of us at A Night at the Races, best of the season to you. Hope to see you again here next Saturday night from Windsor Raceway. Now, good night and Merry Christmas.
Very good, eh, boys?
A Night at the Races is brought to you by the more than 7,000 members of the Ontario Harness Horsemen's Association.